guys, it's Erin. This one might be long, so grab a coffee or something. And I've got a bunch of stuff to show you because I don't want to fill up my entire channel with haul videos. And it sort of looks like that's happening anyway, but whatever. Anyway, so there's like 3 sections here, and we're just going to move some of these over here. And then these ones are going to go over here. And, okay. So first was a stamp haul. Now I haven't ordered from Simon Says Stamp in like, I want to say since like 2009. But I decided to place an order because I was following somebody on Instagram, and I don't know if they're part of the design team or whatever, but I saw the new release from Clearly Besotted Stamps. And I've never had them before, but they're freaking adorable. And so I had to get the new release, and then I had this coupon thing. I had this coupon thing that said I could get $7.99 off of my order, but it had to be $70 or something like that. So I just kind of filled my cart with the rest of the stuff, but these are what I actually went in for. There we go. These cute little dolphins. I thought that they were absolutely adorable. And little monsters. Well, they're technically like aliens, I guess, but you can use them as monsters because it's even got like a Halloween thing, so you can sentiment, so you could decide which one you want it to work for. And then the little dinosaurs. I am a sucker for dinosaurs, and those are just like insanely cute, right? I mean, ridiculous. So that's what I went for, and then I saw these little flowers, and they're very similar to the paper tray ink ones that I already have, but they're different flowers, but they're the same, like, smaller size. So I wanted to get those and add them to my collection. And then I'd been looking at this W+9 set for a while, and I love giraffes. Giraffes are cute, and I figured that they would go well with my with the elephants that I just got. So there's those, and then the smaller set to the Tim Holtz, what are they called? It's called Fresh Brewed, but you know what they're called. I don't know. Forget it. But anyway, so I got the smaller version because that way I can pair them with other smaller stamps instead of the larger one just taking over an entire card. So I thought that that was cute. Let's just do all the stamps together. So the next thing that I did was, Crafting Kimmy had their, had a clearance sale, and I always go and I check the clearance sales just to see if there's any stamps that I've been looking at but haven't gotten yet, and I already took these out of the package, but you'll see why. So these are the ones that I got. I got 2 Halloween ones. I keep telling it's funny because like the day before I had told myself you seriously need to stop buying Halloween stuff because my box is completely full, and I ended up with 2 Halloween stamps. And then I got a bunch of the Asian girls because I think they're just totally gorgeous. And I have these cool, not origami papers, but I forget what they're called. But anyway, they're really like detailed and stuff, and I thought that they would work really well for the kimonos. And then I got this girl who I thought was so funny. I love like her little bathing suit outfit and the peacock feathers. So I got all of those. And since I was good enough to color them almost immediately, this one actually made it onto a card already. And then I've got these 2 already done. Since I was good enough to do that and then actually stamp out the rest of the girls, I had a coupon in with that stamp order for, what is it, 10% off, which isn't a whole lot. She doesn't do a whole big discount most of the time, but it worked on the new release that they had just done with, yes, you guessed it, more Halloween stamps, because I am Halloween trash. I can't help it. I love Halloween. And I thought these were so great. I love this artist, Moonlight Whispers, is what she goes by. I follow her on DeviantArt. Pretty much, I only follow artists everywhere. Like Instagram, I follow artists. Tumblr, I follow artists. And, my Tumblr, my own personal one, is actually a video game blog. But I only follow other artists. Or, I only follow artists. So, anyway, I follow her on DeviantArt, and I love her style. It reminds me of the Rugrats cartoons, which, you know, like Angelica Pickles. I love her. So cute. So, and mermaids. I'm a big sucker for mermaids. So this was a previous release that I didn't get a chance to get. So I picked that one up too. And then this little girl in the bathtub. I like her. You can see her little butt. I mean, I guess she's not a little girl. She's supposed to be a woman, but you know what I mean. So I got those. And then just to get all the stamps out of the way, I wanted to point out to you guys some really good customer service. I was organizing my stamps, and I have this stamp set, The Critters in the Jungle. And I don't know if there's sort of some manufacturing error or something, but there's actually, the stamps aren't firm, and they're really, really sticky. Like if I touch in here, my finger, you can see my fingerprint. You can sort of see it. So anyway, it's really, really sticky to the point where they won't even come off of the backing or anything. And I ordered these a pretty good long while ago from Uzak, I think. See, it's on my finger. I shouldn't have touched it. Anyway, I ordered these a pretty long while ago, I think when they just came out, and I didn't get a chance to use them yet. And so when I discovered this, I was really upset, and I wrote to Lawn Fawn, you know, the actual company, and I said, hey, you guys, I don't know if there's something wrong with them. Have you ever heard of this issue? Is there something that I can do to fix them? Because I have this whole set that I can't use. And that was on the weekend, and the next day I got a mail that said, can we have a picture of the set, and can you stamp them for me, because we just want to see what kind of issue's happening. And I took a picture of the set, but obviously I can't get them off the backing to even stamp with them, and I told them that. And she had asked for my mailing address, so, you know, I provided that with the picture. And a day later, they sent me a brand new set. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this set. It stamps just fine. So you can even see it comes off way better. The set is perfectly perfect, and free of charge, no problems. So I just wanted to highlight that they have really good customer service, and like I said, I didn't buy this set directly from them, I don't think. I mean, they could have looked in my thing, and maybe I did, but I'm pretty sure I bought this from Uzak. But the point is, they didn't ask for a receipt. It wasn't a hassle. It wasn't anything. It was just, okay, here's a new set. Bam, done. So this one's going in the trash because obviously it's broken. And I've got a nice new set to use, which I will make sure to use soon. So if you do want to order Lawn Fawn stuff, if you want to order from them, or, you know, whatever, they are good people. I'm going to stop saying I'm sorry. The other thing that I got, and I'm going to replace it with The other thing that I got was from Amazon. I realized that I wanted to do more watercolor with my stamps, but I'm not a fan of the watercolor paper that I have for it, which I should have taken out, but I didn't yet, and hopefully you can still hear me. I got this stuff, which is kind of, it's thick, which is good because, you know, it's still 140 pound, but it's really like, it's really textured, and I'm not a fan of that. And this was $5 at Joann's, and so I mean it's cheap watercolor paper, you know, and with a coupon is $5. So I'm like, okay, well, what can I get that's more upscale, more artist quality, and maybe that will help me with what I need. And I'm actually gonna have to pull it up because I'm stupid and I didn't do it ahead of time. But I wanted to get one of those blocks that, you know, the pages are all glued together. So because that way you don't have to, if you're making a big piece, you don't have to, you know, tape it down and make sure that it's not going to buckle or mess up your actual project, your bigger project. But like if I wanted to stamp, it's not that big of a deal because I'll just cut it out. But I could stamp directly on it and then, you know, color it as it is. This one was $37.37 on Amazon, which comes out to, if you do 20 sheets, 37 divided by 20. That comes out to $1.86 a sheet. So that's not cheap because, you know, considering this is 12 sheets for $5. So, but it is much better quality. And I also got this Aquarello They're both hot pressed because I wanted hot pressed to, you know, I have cold pressed journals and I wanted to try the hot pressed and see how I like that. The difference is the texture of the paper. This one is a lot more smooth than this one, which I'll show you in a second. So I wanted to see how my paints and stuff reacted with both of these. Now, I only got a chance to test out one of them, but in that order I also got this this gouache set of paints. And these are, you know, professional artist grade gouache paints. And they're kind of sold as like, what do you call it, opaque watercolors, which is a lot like what the Kuretake watercolors are, because they're not really, you know, official watercolor. But these ones are just the small tubes because I didn't want to do too much of a commitment, and also because I have to admit I was a little intimidated, and I thought when I was going to film this that I would say, you know, I'm intimidated to use them because they are really good quality, and while I do buy really good quality stuff, it does intimidate me because, you know, I'm not that great. And, you know, then I kind of worry, like, am I denigrating the poor, you know, high quality artist stuff that should be used by good artists? But I thought that was a bit of a cop-out, and I didn't want to show that for a video, so I actually have used them. And what I did today was I did this little ocean painting, you know, little, it's water on the shore, basically. And I did 4 different mediums for this. And so here you can see it a little closer. These are with my zig brushes, and I have to admit that I didn't pay too much attention. I didn't wet the paper beforehand, so it was just kind of drawn on there, and then I put the water down. This is a thicker, more textured, I don't want to say version of the hot press it's watercolor paper. It's just this pad here is a lot smoother. But this one has kind of a tooth to it, but it's not ripply like the other one. Anyway, this is the Kuretake, and you can see that the difference between the gouache and the Kuretake is, you know, these are much more opaque. It's a lot more like you're painting with acrylics, but not quite. So it's kind of in between, which is great. And like I said, I am not an artist. I'm not perfect at this. If you want to know about these things, look up somebody who knows things better than I do. I'm just trying to be an artist and learn these things. So yeah, if you need to know about gouache, or, you know, what the Kuretake are actually supposed to be used for, it's a special kind of painting that I forget the name of. Anyway, so you could see the difference between these two, and I actually really like the look of both of them. It just depends on what I'm going for. This is a lot more easy to control, the gouache, because you're not dealing with as many watercolor characteristics. You don't have the bloom that watercolor will give you, and while you do still have it in Kuretake, you don't have it as much as like professional grade watercolors. Like Holbein, actually, I think they actually make regular watercolors too, as well, in the tubes and everything. But and then you can see like the distress inks. The distress inks just kind of went everywhere, and it was really hard to control what kind of color I was mixing too. So you can see a lot of gradation of color in both of these, whereas this one is very, very flat because I was trying to mix the colors properly. And, you know, there's 4 colors in there, but you can't really tell. So, and like I said, this was just a fast, you know, example of, you know, just quick painting, and I wanted to see what they would do, and especially how they would react to this paper. And I have to say, I really like how the Kuretake, how they reacted to this paper. I like the tooth of it with the watercolor paints and how it was affected by this paper. And, you know, again, when you have something that is glued together like this, you don't have to worry about it buckling at all. So it was able to dry completely flat like this. Excuse me. And all you have to do is run an X-Acto through here, and then it will pull up. So you can get to the next paper. That's how you do that. So, anyway, like I said, I didn't want to, you know, show you these paints and, you know, hey, look, I just got this new paint set that I'm too afraid to use. So I just straight up, you know, went ahead and used it. And I'm going to do more with using, I'm going to show more using these things. And then here's something I just did with the Kuretake watercolors the other day. And there's a little bit of Zig clean color brush work in there as well. I hope this is picking that up right. So that, you know, they are getting used, and I'm hoping to make more paintings and see how this works. This is a cold pressed watercolor, and of course it's in a journal, so I can't exactly, you know, tape it down or anything. I can tape it to itself, and I actually have binder clips that I clip here, which is what that's for. I wasn't actually supposed to go to the edge, but I did. I actually clip it down that way, but there's only so much you can do with it in a journal like this. This is sort of art journaly stuff. That's Kuretake as well. So I just did a little galaxy. So I look forward to experimenting with how those work, because the Kuretake watercolors are more opaque and easier to control than regular watercolors, and then the gouache is even more easier to control than that. And so they all react differently, and you could see from, you know, from this that I was just using, like, you know, the Ranger Distress inks, and they all react completely different, and it just depends on what you're doing at the time and what effect you want. It, you know, determines what supply you go towards using. And of course you can always combine the 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever you have. But it's nice to have options, and so that's why I got the gouache, just to have another option in there depending on what I wanted to do. Because I wanted to start painting people, and I have tried painting people in watercolor, and it's really hard, and I'm not great at it. So from everything I've read about the gouache, it seems like that will solve some of my problems until I get a bit better at controlling the medium of real watercolor, you know. So I'm going to stop babbling at you now. That was my, you know, haul and watercolor review, or whatever you want to call it. I hope I was at least slightly helpful, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.